Ben, over this past winter, I finally let you talk me into buying a season pass to one of my favorite places, Snowshoe. This past season has been a blessing. I've done more skiing than ever before and just finished easily the most stressful and busy 3 months of work in my life. Skiing was often my saving grace each weekend. It was all that kept me going sometimes. I know it sounds crazy that in order to relax from a 50+ hour work week, I would wake up even earlier than normal, drive 3 hours to a mountain, and spend all day doing a very physically demanding sport, but I assure you, it was worth it, and nothing was going to get in my way. In fact, one of our first trips this season almost didn't work out, as plans after friends after lodging continued to fall through until at the last second I was able to secure housing with a girl I've never met from a different building at work and 25 of her closest college friends. The trip involved getting kicked out of a bar, a horrible Kid Rock cover band, a traveling 4 a.m. karaoke party, and a game called Spin the Knife. Oh, and also skiing, which is what made the whole thing worth it. What's also kind of crazy is that watching these videos back and thinking back on the season as a whole, I have no real recollection of any of these particular runs, or any run in particular at all. Maybe because we've done so many and they all just kind of blur together, which consequently is how I imagine I look to you on the mountain, Ben, from whatever slow vantage snowboard view you have. I don't know, skiing is really where it's at. But it's that moment when you point your tips down the hill and start to fly. It requires all of your attention. There is no time to be pondering anything from work or home. It's just you and gravity. And a really steep hill. It's geographical, mental, and emotional freedom. Phones don't even work up there, so you can't contact the outside world. You have this weird luxury of knowing that there's no use worrying about it because there's nothing you could do from here anyway. In that way, it's also like traveling back in time. You can't just call someone and find out where they are. Coordination and trust amongst you and your friends is so important because if you or they are not where they said they were going to be when they said they were going to be there, you really have no way of finding them, and everyone came in the same car, and how are we gonna get home? So far, everything's worked out, but I have to say there's something oddly rewarding about people following through so well with verbal plans you made with them 8 hours ago. The other half of skiing is, of course, the chairlift. You get the occasional lonely ride, but mostly you have at least one stranger on the lift with you. Much like the runs themselves, these trips start to run together. Even though you're with different people every time, you pretty much have the same conversation over and over. Where are you from? Are you up for the weekend? No, I don't want to sip from your flask. Yes, I do want to sip from your flask. We're semi-professional video bloggers. What do you do? Anyway, Ben, thanks for bugging me all year to get a season pass. I'm not sure I would have survived the winter without it. I've actually already purchased one for next year. My question for you and everyone else is, what got you through the winter this year? Let me know down in the towel section below, and I will see you on the mountain, brother.